What's up guys, it's the Devil's Town here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at some tips and tricks to get better at W-keying by analyzing the best W-keyer in NA West, and that is Reet. But before I get into these clips guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. But without further ado, let's get right into it. As you can see on the screen, we have Mr. Reet playing in the solo platform at Cash Cup, which he placed first in. And so I have selected a few clips from this particular gameplay, which I think are good to analyze and what makes Reet so good. So he's landing caddy, he's W-keying his first game, and we're going to watch each individual clip, and then we're going to go back and then watch it in slow motion and watch everything that he does so well. So let me just mute right here. Good awareness right there to realize that that was easy break. He's got to reload all of his stuff. That's why the pressure is not as much as he'd like. But this technical ability is right here. Notice how, boom, edits through the blueprints and cone slides. And so let's just watch that entire engagement, what he does so well. We'll just watch kind of the tail end actually, now that I say that. Mute to make sure it doesn't cause any disturbances. So has a compact AR. So notice his opponent's white, so he's smelling blood in the water. But good reload management right here, right? Recognizing that he needs to reload his compact. Tries to get in by phasing through. Doesn't get in, but it's like, okay. Notice the angle he takes here. He edits with his blueprint, ducks behind, giving him time to switch to his weapon. Now he holds this right-hand peek on this opponent. No, look at the angle is so good for him sliding back that it allows him to easily take the fight with taking minimal damage. And as you can see, he pretty much gets back to full health and shield, maybe off by a couple of ticks. But with that cone slide, it was correct because he edited through with the blueprints, then placed the cone, and then ducked back to give time to pull out his weapon, and then use that right hand peek to just pretty much obliterate his opponent. Alright, we're going to be taking a look at another clip, and from this clip, it's from the exact same gameplay, so let's just take a look at what he does here that's so well. Good crack, good right hand peek attempt, and then look at this, boom. It's so fast. Reet's mechanics remind me of players like Wolfies and Lecce, that they just have these insane controller mechanics, but he does so many good things in this one little clip, and we're just going to again take a look at what he does that's so good. Good crack, and then immediately to a right hand peek. He misses the shot, but it's okay. And then the pressure. His ability to attract opponents is so good. Right hand peek, boom, with a window, cracks him easy. Ends the fight so well. I just really want to talk about just the quick edits he makes. They're proper, and his speed allows him, I'm assuming it catches opponents off guard. He looks like to be probably the best mechanical controller player in North America from all that I've seen. His mechanics are nuts in terms of competitive building. So really good stuff from Reet. I love that his ability to track. He always puts so much pressure on his opponents and finishes fights so fast. Alright, we got another clip for y'all, and it's again from the same game. He has an absolute pop-off game, this first one, so let's just again take a look at what he does so well. Good piece control, boom. That piece control is so good. Editing through the blueprints, gets that piece control down, ends this fight insanely fast. Reets and fights fast, and as you can see, he has a 20 bomb in this particular game. So we'll just take a look at just the type of mechanics that kind of get him there. So he's following down here. We're going to take it to half speed and mute. He's falling down, gets the wall, breaks through, and then blueprints, edits through, again, getting that piece control. And exactly, notice how he ducks back. Again, notice he makes that right hand peek, he gets the shotgun shot, and then he starts ducking back because one, it protects him, but two, it holds that right hand peek that's going to give him such an advantage on his opponent to make sure he isn't getting cracked for a ton of damage. Notice his opponent does hit him, but it doesn't even get him down below 50 health, and he retains all of his health and shield, which is also an important facet of W-keying, right? You want to make sure that you're ending fights fast, one, but two, you're making sure you want to keep all your utility for later parts of the game. I understand this game isn't super stacked. It's half and half, and there's 5 kids, which is pretty crazy to me. I've never seen a Cash Cup be that little stacked, but it is first game, and he's pretty much killed, again, a fifth of the entire lobby on his own. So really good stuff from Reet in this. We have another clip from Reet right here, and we're going to be taking a look. He's got caddy loot once again. Let's see what he does in this fight that is so good. Cycles in the box, gets a nice crack. Look at all of that piece control. Unfortunately misses. Does choke and edit, but realize that he has all the top and an immediate right hand peek after taking that shot. And again, it's just smart playing his angles and then just establishing piece control, because he doesn't get that kill that fast if he doesn't have the piece control. Notice how these clips are, he's finishing full entire fights in less than 7-8 seconds, and that is something that is absolutely required to be successful. W-keyer. So let's take a look at what he does so well from Mr. Reet's POV, but slow it down because he is flying around everywhere. So picking up the loot from his previous kill. So he psychos in with Caddy, gets a nice crack, and then edits with the blueprints and establishes all that piece control, then gets back. Does make a mistake on the edit, but it's okay, and realizes he has top control. Opponent actually makes a really good peek from countering, but notice how it's an immediate right hand peek that he realizes he jumps into. I just want to talk about how he never seems to be panicked no matter how little his health is. Here's a great piece control, editing with the blueprints, establishing, making sure his opponent can't escape. But he realizes and then places the floors both there to get the piece control. His opponent makes a good read, cracks. But then now this is a right hand peek for Reet. So his opponent's pretty much dead in the water because of that piece control that he established. And that's what Reet is so good at doing, is establishing that piece control and then playing the angles for that right hand peek to finish. All right, we have another clip again coming in, and this is from his game 4. So we're just gonna be taking a look at this engagement because it illustrates why Reet is so good. His pressure is unmatched. You can hear Wavy in the background. He's in a call with Wavy, but look at this pressure, not allowing his opponents to heal. Sets up a Mitro Classic, but decides not to go for it. But really good movement on that edit. A nice right hand peek. Gets the ramp in. And then look at the piece control. Ends his fight so fast. And he doesn't mind taking that 50-50 because of those preemptive tags. He knows that he's at health advantage. Let's just take a look at everything he did that was so good right there. So again, we're at this game 4. And so he gets, okay, 49 head dinks. So I'm at advantage. Now I'm just going to pressure. Trying to shoot his opponent down. Opponent drops, but he doesn't stop applying the pressure. Goes with the blueprints in, tries to take it, doesn't get it. He's like, I'm going to set up a Mitro Classic. But nope, instead gets a nice right hand peek. Not a huge tag, but again, more pressure, so more damage, more advantage. Gives him the confidence to continue to go through. His tracking of his opponents is pretty excellent. Gets right here, notices his opponent's healing, and gets the ramp through to make it uncomfortable, and knows where his opponent is, edits through with the blueprints, establishes all that piece control, gets a little bit tagged, but look how big those tags are. That piece control is nice, but those tags previously before the 49 and 35, his opponent had no time to heal, so he stays in advantage, and he doesn't get a big pump off, but he's able to finish with what little AR that he has in his clips. He actually only has 29 ammo because his opponent has attack. He's actually at disadvantage in terms of that close fight with him barely hitting that pump, but because of those preemptive tags and not allowing him to heal, he's able to still finish that fight super quick, again because of the cone and the piece control. And he does everything technically correct, where he edits through the blueprints, establishes that piece control, and then goes in for the kill. This clip is really going to exemplify Reet's ability to pressure his opponent, number 1, and number 2, just his really alpha mechanics on how to maneuver through builds. It's super impressive from a controller player, but let's take a look at the amount of pressure he applies on this opponent. Good piece control. He's obviously chasing opponent weak, and he just doesn't stop. Shoots through, doesn't stop, gets the piece control, gets a nice crack and the ramp, edits it beautifully. Look at this. Screws up a little bit, nice cone flip, and gets that high wall, and this high wall is going to able to end this fight. Establishing all that piece control, but the way that he maneuvered through that just flawlessly. That just was so impressive. It was the most impressive clip that I saw from his cash cup. Just his ability to track his opponent when he's weak, give him 0 to no time to heal, and just able to finish the fight. Insane stuff. This clip is insane to me. So we are going to again take a look at slow motion, what he does, everything slowed down, and you need to with Reet. So beautiful piece control, edits through, decides to go up, notice his opponent's in going up, and look, pressure, I'm on your wall, I'm constantly annoying you. Shoots through with a shotgun, gets the piece control, gets a crack, and he gets the ramp through. Wall, edit ramp, beautiful. Edits with a blueprint, gets the floor as well, edits the cone, accidentally mistakenly edits the cone, but look at how fast this recovery is, the mechanics. And he gets a high wall right there with the metal, and his opponent has no idea. His opponent thinks it's his. And then takes the 50-50, and the extra time to place that cone to make sure his opponent doesn't get out. He knows his opponent is so weak, he can afford to take that 50-50. As you saw, he had a 40 white, but his ability to track his opponent and the mechanics to allow him to not heal, and it's just a GG's because he just is pressured, constant, never allows his opponent to heal. By far, the most impressive clip I saw from Reet. All right, another clip from the same game. Let's just take a look at it. So you may be wondering, why am I showing you this particular clip? There's a reason why, because there is a very well-known phase Martaz technique that he is exemplifying right here, and just want to talk about it because it's, again, the king of W-keying. What does W-keying do? You got to be good at ending fights fast, and this is exactly what Reet does all the time. He just ends these fights so quickly. So sees his opponent is running away. Good pickaxe swings awareness. Gets a huge crack. Boom. And then it's piece control. But right here, what does he do? He breaks through and then places his own ramp and wall to make sure that he has it. And he turns it into an automatic 50-50 where, again, he's at health advantage. So he is confident that he is going to be able to win that engagement. And the Martaz ramp flip, if you're breaking your opponent through that has a ramp over you like this, which you can sometimes do instead of break and placing your own the same way, because if you're pretty much doing that, you're cycling because they're on low health, you break that ramp and place your own behind you, and now your opponent is trapped in this real awkward situation, and exactly Reet capitalizes, finishing that fight. Good stuff from Reet. Another clip from Reet from this exact same solo cash cup, so let's just take a look at what he does so well. I just wanted to illustrate this, another Martaz type exploit that just ends the fight so fast, and I just wanted to exemplify. He's really shown two really good W-keying techniques that end fights quickly. So we'll just take a look at slow motion because there is a je ne sais quoi, if you will, of doing this correctly without blowing yourself up, but he does it exactly how you're supposed to. So realizes his opponent's in this box, and he makes sure to jump and puts it exactly at the corner so he takes no damage. And then he just falls in. His opponent is absolutely clueless, and he just ends the fight. Again, a fight that lasted less than 3 seconds, just because he understands how to use that RPG to his advantage to break through. Martaz popularized it. A lot of pros do this occasionally. RPG not too common in this season, but again, you can still see that it does hold some value. We got another clip from Reet, and it's going to be a little bit different. This is going to be showing him playing a little bit more defensively, but only for a little bit. Let's just take a look at it. Things get very scuffed here. Trying to shoot out his opponent, gets fried to take 10 HP, takes his floppers, and then an opponent psychos into his box. He gets a huge crack, though. Gets the rest of his floppers, and then boom, it's immediate pressure, right? He's got no more heals. His opponent tries to psycho with the crash pad. Gets another white crack, so he's thinking blood in the water. I'm still technically at health advantage. His opponent hits it again. He said that's a whole different person. This is really impressive right here. That is absolutely insane, and I want to talk about what he did that was so crazy right there. But they're wearing the same skin. That really is unfortunate. But this situation gets a little bit scuffed, but he never really panics. So he gets fried with basically to nothing, 10 HP. And then he recognizes his opponent's going to crash pad. He gets a humongous 133 cracked. It's okay. He's like, okay, I got to take these floppers, right? Just use your utility. I know he was probably wanting them for later on in the end game, but nothing you can do. You want to make sure you make it to end game. And a really good spray through attempt at getting this wall right here. Does not, unfortunately, get it. But his opponent crash pads. And so he decides to, hey, I'm going to go find where this opponent is. And he's going to get another crack. Really, really good stuff. 70 white. So he decides to push. But his opponent psychos up. And then look, there's another opponent with a similar looking skin. I love this awareness. He's like, oh, that's a different person. That's not who I'm trying to fight. Now this is crazy right here. He kind of sets up a Mitro Classic and then jumps in. That Mitro Classic is so hard to hit. He shoots through right there with a shotgun, gets the wall, gets he gets the wall right there to kind of trap his opponent, but good recognition, reload management to realize, hey, I don't have any more shotgun shells. I need to just finish up with my AR, and he hits his shots and clutches up. And that's just something, staying calm under pressure, no matter what the health. He is always putting a pressure on his opponents. He does not care about his health. And that's what sometimes you need with a W key mindset. You need to have this mentality, go, go, go. I need to end this fight fast. And that is really good stuff, good composure under a very scuffed situation from Reet in that clip. Again, this clip is going to exemplify Reet's ability to continue to apply pressure and never let his opponent breathe. So let's take a look at it. Edits through with a cone to try and get some piece control, and then gets it right here. Cracks for 70-ish. Right there, good start. Mitro classics right in and realize all the builds are one hit. He hears his opponent get cracked as well, so it's like blood in the water for him. Sprays through, and then gets the piece control, and that is just so good. It's so good. His tracking is flawless. He never lets his opponents breathe. He doesn't allow them to heal. He just follows them flawlessly through builds. His movement is so fluid through all of these structures. It's really impressive, especially on controller. In this season, again, where controller is not as big as a presence in the competitive scene, but we're gonna again just take a look at everything that he does so good in this clip, because again, his pressure is the best I've seen in a while. He flawlessly goes through builds, goes through fights, like he runs through people. It does not matter who he fights, he runs through them. So good attempt at piece control. His opponent does get the wall off. It's not that big of a, but then reading his opponent and then wall cone, editing through with the blueprints. Unfortunately, some missed shots right there, but then edits the cone to make a Mitro classic, and then realizes every wall is one tap, swing, and he's pressuring. He hears his opponent get cracked again, so he jumps down and then blocks his, I love that little wall, blocks him off from the other pressure, and then edits through and then gets all the piece control, and then the guy's dead. He has nothing he could do. He reads where his opponents are going so well. He tracks them well, one, to make sure to allow the pressure, but then he predicts where they're going and he establishes that piece control preemptively, and he ends the fight fast. That is really an impressive clip from Reet right here. Alright, here's the final clip we're going to be looking at for Reet. And again, it's just more of the same stuff, just the technical correctness of his piece control is so good. So he's fighting this opponent. Drops down, gets a crack, edits through with the blueprints to establish the piece control, and just dog walks that opponent. It's really great. It's technical. It's exactly what you want to see from a W-keyer, because it ends fights so quickly. Again, a clip that is less than 5 seconds long, just because of Reet's ability to end fights fast. End fights so fast. Sorry, cannot talk. But so goes for the shot, boom, cracks it, then edits through immediately, gets the wall cone, and then the fight's over. Just like that, 2 shots in less than pretty much 2 seconds. Just ends the fight. So snappy, and that's why Reet is an elite W-keyer. He establishes piece control. He can follow his opponents when they're weak. It's really insane. And I'm going to just basically, the overall thing I want you to gather from Reet's W-keying skills is, one, ability to track opponents through really scuffed situations, using whatever builds he can to his advantage to get in. All that stuff is really impressive, and his ability to establish piece control. He established his piece control so well, and that's what makes him such a good W-keyer. He recognizes where his opponent's going. He's going to preemptively place the pieces there, essentially trap you in an area where you can't do anything. You can't build with that cone slide with the walls. You can't end out. You're pretty much screwed. And Reet just ends these fights so fast because he goes, okay, my opponent's going here. I'm going to follow him. And I was like, oh, he's going to go here. So I'm going to place the piece control there, and then I'm going to edit down and just destroy him. And that's what he does in this clip, and is what he did so many other clips. It's just the pressure. The main thing I took away is pressure. He chokeholds his opponents. He makes his opponents so uncomfortable. He just constantly after them. You see all of these opponents are trying to run away, trying to get over him. He's at their throat. He's on their neck. He just does not stop. And that is why Reet is the best W-keyer currently in all of NA West. But that is going to do it for the VOD review of Reet. If you did enjoy these clips and this type of style of VOD review, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope that I see you in the next one. Peace.